Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another game of the quarterfinals. We know three of the teams who are making their way through to the semis. I'm just going to list them quickly. Fiji, New Zealand, Samoa. Who will be joining them? It's either going to be South Africa or Australia for this one. Looking through at South Africa's starting lineup, St. David's, Ryan Oosterhuizen, Impivisa, Dewald Human, Sawyers Wapi, Du Plessis, and Ronald Brown. Then for Australia, Maloof, Nathan Lawson, Henry Patterson, Dietrich Roach, Toole, Dowling, and Gonzalez. But do let me know who you think will win this game. My prediction before this one did take place, I did actually predict New Zealand, Fiji, Samoa, and I did say South Africa for who would be able to win this game, but we will have to wait and see whether that is the case. South Africa currently on a very nice win streak in the playoff games, and also they haven't lost in their last about 5 or 6 appearances up against Australia. So they will be looking to continue that one as well. But now it is kicked off. South Africa, they've been able to retain their own kickoff, so that is massive for them. Now, St. David's, he starts to bulldoze those legs forward. Hanging on to this one now. It's a low flat pass. This is already going to be a try for the South Africans as long as Sawyers Wapi gets it in the corner, which he does. And South Africa have scored in 19 seconds in this matchup. And also we have got there, in my opinion, South Africa winning this, says Chris. And also, let's go Springboks, says Miraleta. And also we've got there, when it's Fiji playing next, says Finau just got on. So that last game that they did end up playing was actually, I wonder whether or not Finau is still here. If he is not, the next game will be actually at 1:26 a.m. Or sorry, 1:53 a.m. And come on, Aussies. Let's go, Waterboy. Says Nathan, and also there you go, Aussie says Eva's joy there, but that is a nice drive from Sawyers Wapi in the corner. And that will now be very nicely done by the Springboks. And also we've got there, Nazo, and also, yeah, South Africa. There's Gareth. That kick did not go over. So 1 minute gone in this match. And already with a nice lead here for the Blitzboks. It seems like they've got their rhythm back at the moment at Twickenham. They were struggling last week into lose. They were actually playing off for 9th and 10th. And they didn't even get to that. So they did finish 11th last week. So to already be through to the quarterfinal is promising. And Visa takes it nicely. I think it might have bumped maybe one of the hands of the South Africans, but it is going to be play on Ronald Brown. Now looking sideways. This is looking good once again. Corey Toole caught off his wing, and Sawyers Wapi, he just tried to almost punch him in the face to get him off him. Now Ronald Brown passes back across Impivisa. Off to Ryan Oosterhuizen, and flat ball to Zane Davis. Just runs over the top of Nick Maloof. Now it looks like these South Africans have come to play. Oh, Corey Toole poaches that one beautifully out of the sky. And now Dietrich Roach hanging on to it for Australia. South Africa get the penalty, though. Anyone but the Aussies in there as well. And now the dugout. That's going to be the try once again for South Africa. And they are actually 7-0 up. That kick did go over for that past one. I should mention by the looks of it. Mullah Du Plessis has been able to get another try. So now the score is sitting 12-0 in favour of South Africa, although my scoreboard is slightly asleep at this point in time. At the moment, it's been all South Africa. I'm very warm at the moment. Is the door? That's why. The door is closed of the lounge and the fire is going. So I feel like I'm actually in a cooker or some sort of sauna, which I feel like is what these players are really experiencing at the moment. Australia, they will be under a huge amount of pressure. As South Africa, they are bringing the heat to this quarterfinal. A nice try in the corner. That was actually Mullah Du Plessis who got it, also go the block. And there as well says King T. That one has not gone over, but the score will be now 12-0. This could be Samoa versus South Africa on one side of the draw, Fiji versus New Zealand on the other. And whatever the final and the playoff games are, they're both going to be absolutely insane. And I can't wait to see who does end up going for each side. But now it is going to be fired back once again for Australia. Hanging on to this one is this big Henry Patterson. Penalty to the Blitzboks. And also take it off. There's Gareth. And also, you know what time the New Zealand versus Fiji game is, says Nathan. It is at 1:53 a.m. And then the game between Samoa and the winner of this game will be at 2:15 a.m. New Zealand time. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit late for us here in New Zealand, but we will be covering all of those matches on the channel. So be sure to check those ones out. But currently now, double below the whistle, time off. So actually sub being made already for Australia. And also all the way from Fiji, says Ifirimi there. So yeah, I do appreciate all you guys being here for these live streams. I'm sad that this is the last sevens that we have got for about maybe 2 months or so. But as soon as it comes back, I can guarantee you we are going to be back doing the commentary for it. And also, I should mention the Pacific Nations Cup coming up soon. And we will be doing the games for Fiji for the rugby union side of things. Now, Ronald Brown Throws it in, taken nicely by Pretorius. Going back across, Human. Now gives it nicely to, it is the number 12, which is normally Nudovalo, I think. Or actually, no, he's number 13, isn't he? So instead, it's Mala Duplessis for this one. Now, nice step from Ronald Brown. The quick step in, South African. Gives it off to Soyas Wapi. Only 5 metres out from the line now for South Africa. The Wolf Human once again gets it across quickly. JC Pretorius, in fact, it was Reinholz and tries to go. The Wolf Human 5 metres out from the line. Australia needs some of this ball because they have had hardly any Ronald Brown scores in the corner. And he's got another. And thank you, bro. Says Ifiremi there. And also we have got there 4 a.m. here, says Nazo. And also, do you do draw games? I do indeed. Sadly, the Fijian draw, they have had the last game of Super Rugby just this weekend, but we are covering all the Super Rugby quarterfinals, semi-finals, all. I think that's down for Ronald Brown, and I think he's got himself another try in his 7th career. But yeah, we've got pretty much anything to do with Fiji rugby. We've actually, Nigel, are you interested? We are possibly going to be doing, if you know Rugby Challenge 4, it's pretty much a game that you can do career modes in. And I am quite keen to do a Fiji and Drua career mode, if that is something you are interested in. How we do the real life squad, see if we can win the Super Rugby. And what happened to South Africa in the previous 2 tourneys, I'm not sure. Because it seems like this one, they're a whole different beast. And I don't know what's changed. Like the way that they are going here, nicely done by Ronald Brown to get that one down, but it just seems like it's completely escalated for them. And a few of those young guys in there, let's go Hamish, says Nathan there as well, but it is great to see them back near the top. And that man, Brian Habana, he'll be loving this as well. Saw a video of him, he went down a slip and slide next to the field in Toulouse. Perhaps he will be celebrating with a bit of champagne if the Blitzboks can get themselves the win. Now going to be slapped back, or at least it was attempted to be slapped back by Henry Patterson. The ball just doesn't seem to want to stay on the side of the Australians at this point in time. Now Soyas Wapi gets out the back of the ball, or out the back of the breakdown, and is able to steal that one. Now Ronald Brown waiting for it to sit up for him. Gonzalez unable to make the tackle. Now it seems like South Africa are just all over the Aussies in this match. Now passing it back across once again. It will be Soyas Wapi. Now off Mala Duplessis goes for the grubber. There was a bit of a slip from Nick Maloof, but luckily for him, he's just got back to be able to clean up that one. A tackle made by Ryan Osterhazen, Josh Turner. If they want a chance of winning this game, Australia, they need a try, and they need it extremely soon. Out on the wing. Looks like Dowling. He's got a little bit of strapping on that ankle by the looks of that. It's a penalty to Australia. One of the first penalties that they have actually had for themselves throughout this matchup of the quarterfinals. Now Dietrich Roach goes on the outside. I'm looking for Corey Toole, but I don't see him. I don't even know if he's still out on the field, because if he's not, that is one of those pacey individuals that they love to be able to use that they no longer have as an option. But now it is going to be Henry Patterson. He's got some pace for a big man. Ball on the outside. Now goes to Dowling. He goes through, and he's just sold a beautiful dummy, and that will be the try to Australia to get it back. Dowling. I was mentioning about the fact that they needed that Samoan, or not the Samoan, the pace of Corey Toole down on the wing. It looks like Dowling's done nicely. And Waterboy, where are you? Australia need water, as well, says Nathan. Also, the Samoan flags from Ace Down. And the winner of this game, they will go on to face Samoa in the semi-final, which is absolutely crazy. Like the 4 teams at the top, like arguably are probably the 4 informed teams at the moment, or the teams that definitely could be juggernauts in the upcoming Sevens World Cup. You've got Fiji, New Zealand, Samoa, and South Africa. And to be fair, the top 8's probably not too far off it either, having Ireland in there, Australia, Spain. And also, bro, question for you, who will be in the finale? What do you think about the Fiji game, says Efiremi. To be honest, like, I want to see Fiji Samoa, but it would mean that my Kiwis have to lose for that to happen. So if it doesn't happen, of course I'll be happy because New Zealand will be through. But then also the other side of things is whether it's Fiji versus South Africa in the final, New Zealand versus Samoa. Like, the best thing is, whoever makes it through here, like the loser of the semi-final, have to play off with the team that lose the other one. So we're going to get to see 2 massive matches later on tonight. And you think, well, win, says Nigel. For me, in this match, I would say South Africa, even with that little bit of a late comeback coming from the Aussies. And then for the overall tournament, I think Fiji are going to be a hard side to beat once again, as they have been looking extremely strong. Although saying that, if South Africa play like they do here up against Fiji, if they get to the final with them, could be anyone's game, which is why, I mean, even though it's at 5 a.m., I feel like I'm going to be wide awake for that matchup, just thinking about all of the little matchups that we might be able to see. But we are going to have some previews coming up I know the tournament. Yep, Fiji, bruh, in there as well, says Nigel. Well, they won't be, yeah, Fiji. Going to be tough. And also we have got the Go Hamish kicks the lights. And if hit that like button in there as well, says King T. But now, nonetheless, we will go like this. Anyone who is new, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. We were recently able to bring up the 900 subscribers on there, and now we are sitting on 917. I feel like the 1,000's not a mile away on that one. And thank you, Hamish, for this update. Says, Enelico, no worries at all. And I do appreciate you very much for being here. And we have got those semi-finals coming up. I will show you guys how it is sitting currently. New Zealand versus Fiji. I know it's a bit blurry. I do apologize for that. And then Samoa versus the winner of this game between, how long's my finger? Not quite long enough. South Africa and Australia. I was trying to reach across like that. It wasn't quite working. Hand not big enough. And also Fiji is well oiled. And also predicted. And as I says, currently now they are showing a few of the veterans of either rugby, Twickenham, in general, and also we've got the New Zealand boys going to need plenty of water against the Fiji. They certainly are, because Fiji looking good, and they are looking extremely hard to beat at this point in time. But now Dietrich Roach about to kick this one off, and also we have got there, what's the Oer in there as well, says Gareth, the Oer. Is it on my sheet? At what time is the first semi-final, says Alex Samoa? It is going to be at 1:53 a.m. New Zealand time. Second semi-final, 2:15 a.m. New Zealand time. But as soon as this live stream is finished, we will more than likely try and get those live streams set up as soon as possible, so you guys can see the exact time that those ones are starting place or taking place, so you guys can set a reminder. Be raring to go for those ones. And what's the overall standings? I believe in first currently it's Argentina, second South Africa, and then third Australia for the way that it is sitting. So South Africa, if they get the win here, I think they can actually still make their way back up to first in the series with Los Angeles just around the corner. And also, thank you, says Alex, no worries at all, mate. And yeah, we are going to be covering those games on the channel as well. But now Dietrich Roach goes short side, and that's nicely done. Now Henry Patterson goes in, and that's going to be the try in 50 seconds. The comeback might be on here for the Australians. Whoever loses this game goes on to face off with Spain, ladies and gentlemen. But Henry Patterson does not want that to be the Australians, as he gets himself the first try there. And also we'll go there, thumbs up from Kingy. And there's Yad as well. Or King, sorry. Rather, it's King T, not Kingy, isn't it? The King T there. That's nicely done from Dietrich Roach. Passed it off to Henry Patterson. And Suez Wapi just caught on the wrong foot. And it seems like Twickenham is getting really torn up at the moment. Like, whoever's the ground staff, they're going to be looking, seeing all of these divots coming out of their pitch, and just sitting there going, oh, did we agree to have the sevens here? Like, now I'm going to have to work on that before we get to the later stages. Luckily, England head into Australia, so they don't have to worry about having it good for that. But then the Premiership semi-finals and whatnot coming up relatively soon. And we got LA and Bagborough went to see the boys and blow the roof. And there says Nazo, and yeah, it's going to be awesome to see it happen in Los Angeles. And also the Sevens World Cup coming up, also Commonwealth Games. Going to be covering all of it on the channel. Ronald Brown was just picked up and dumped, but South Africa now have been able to get this ball back. Now Ryan Osterhazen passes it across to Ronald Brown, trying to step through. In fact, it's not Ronald Brown there. I believe it was actually Angelo Davids. And now Australia get themselves another penalty. Currently only 3 points difference between these two sides. And it looks like Josh Turner wants to take this one quickly, do they? Yes, they do. It looks of it. And fifth cup playoff match up this season. South Africa winning four so far. So that's actually massive for them. And also shout out Sam. And yes, a shout out to you, Sam. And also Mark as well. And now it is going to be a nice run from Dowling. Wide pass. Goes wide. And now Josh Turner, he keeps that one somehow in the field of play, but it's a mistake. Now Default Human trying to shunt off the tackle of Maurice Longbottom. He's taken down now. Sitting 25 metres out. That's going to be the penalty to South Africa. More water for the box. Water boys is Nathan there. Now South Africa, they have got themselves that penalty. Still 4 minutes left in this game. And where's Rassi as well says it was from Gareth. But currently the last 6 penalties, we've seen 3 against Australia, 3 against South Africa. But there were 3 in a row against South Africa that really started to build up. A bit of an unfortunate chain. At the moment, the Australian coach is not too happy with the way that decision went. Now Ronald Brown about to throw this one in. South Africa started this match like a house on fire, but now they're starting to get extinguished. See how you say it? Extinguished. Hopefully I've said that correctly. By the Australian pressure. Now Brown passes it across to Human. Back again. Du Plessis. He's been looking pretty good in the early stages of this match, and he does need to have a tight finish for the Blitzboks. Now counter ruck there from Australia. Looks like the ball is stuck in there, still hanging on to it. It's looking dangerous. Who's got it? It's still going to be on the side of South Africa. And now there are actually 4 Australian players right next to the breakdown. So this will be the time to fire it wide. Ryan Oosthuizen and goes for the kick in behind. Going to be taken nicely by Henry Patterson. Gets back up and tries to go again. And it was actually Makata. Now stolen in the breakdown. Impivisa wrestled down long bottom. Gets over the ball. Wins the penalty for the Australians. And also thanks for updating us live. Keep it going, bruv, says Mark. And yeah, I do appreciate you being here, mate. And we have got the semi-finals coming up in only a couple hours' time, and we will be covering those on the channel as well. And also we have got the Get That Try Bok. Says King T, that's close. Okay, he has to release it there for Angelo Davids. He wasn't too happy about that one. Having to let it go, but now the back line starting again for Maurice. Long bottom shut down pretty quickly, but Oosthuizen misses the tackle. So now Nick Maloof has got his space to try and do something. Big shot put in by Makata, but he misses. Now running in there, Human almost getting himself offside, but has retreated now. Maloof has stayed down a little bit longer for the Aussies. Josh Turner on the outside. Now has Dietrich Roach trying to break the line. Angelo Davids able to drag him down, trying to steal it as well, but not able to get it. We don't really have many stoppages, and also love the commentary, bro. Keep it up, says Sebastian. Appreciate you, mate. Hope you are doing well. Oh, that was ugly. The Human has been taken down. We did end up taking the man down, I should say. That's a penalty now to South Africa with 2 minutes left on the clock. Hello, mate. So here's a batty wagon, and now it's going to be the backline movement. Nope, it's going to be juggled, and now it sits up for Australia. Finding the offload, Henry Patterson. He will be running in for the try, and that will give the Australians the lead with 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Could this be the upset that they are after? South Africa, they wanted to face off against Samoa. They were 17-0 up. This game has changed in the second half. Well, look who decided to show up. It was a Big Betty Gareth. And there as well, says Sebastian, but it was a great offload there from, I believe, I want to say it was Nathan Lawson. And Henry Patterson able to score it. And also go Aussie, says MH Joy. And now with that conversion going over South Africa, they will still need to get themselves a try, no matter what. Whether or not there is a conversion, it does not matter at this point. They just need to make sure they get a try. And also, OMG, are you going to yawn at 1 a.m.? Surely not, says Catherine. I mean, it hasn't really gone too badly for me overall. But I think it's because I only slept for like 4 hours last night. That probably gets to me a little bit and stayed up through the Champions Cup final, because that game was a very good one as well. A lot of Shell able to get themselves a 1-1 comeback. Aussie. And go Aussie, says MH Joy. And Waterboy, where are you? Bok need water. And that's going to be taken nicely. If Australia win, the series title will be decided in Los Angeles. If South Africa win, I believe South Africa secure the series. Oh, tell you what, he's knocked out. They've said it's play on, but he is completely unconscious. Okay. They are saying completely unintentional swinging arm knocked the man out cold, but it is going to be possibly a rare card for the Australians now. 90 seconds is MH Joy. Now only 15 seconds left in this game. Long bottom, he looks pretty concerned. But that was a massive shot, and he was knocked out straight away. He was knocked out before he even reached the ground there, the Blitzboks player. And also we got that on who? Says MH Joy. It is going to be an Australian red. And I think, Mullah Du Plessis, he falls into it in the tackle of, I want to say it was Dunbar, but it might not have been. It might have been Lawson. But he is still knocked out, so there will be a bit of a delay here, ladies and gentlemen, as they try and make sure that he is going to be all right. The neck brace will be going on also well, says Alex Samoa, but yeah, massive shot there. Brian Habana, I mean, I want to say he looks concerned, but also he's got his shades on, so it's hard to tell for Brian Habana. Okay, now he's going, he is concerned. At that stage, I think they might have just shown the replay, and also that's your chance, Bok. And there, as I says King T, so yeah, for the last 15 seconds, the Blitzboks might end up having a little bit of a man advantage, and also penalty try, says Gareth. Not quite on the halfway line for that one. And also watch it on. So I am watching it on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand, but on the World Rugby website, you can actually see, I guess, whereabouts you can watch it, depending on the country that you're in. But for us in New Zealand, it's on Sky Sport 1, or if you've got a VPN, you can actually set yourself to a location that the game is going to be available. And time for the Box to take the game. So here's Alex and also red card, 7 versus 6, says he makes Choi. I believe it will be, although saying that, they don't seem too fussed with it because of the fact that he was slipping so much. So it might actually still be 7-on-7 for the later stages of this game. I'm going to slip down just to have a bit of a spell. We've had a frantic hour and a bit. Oh, these last 70 seconds as well. Says he makes Choi. Also, we have got there anything just for Aussie to lose. Says Petty there. Currently, South Africa sitting on 116 compared to Argentina sitting on 118 as it currently sits. And what a game, says Dave the Mod, it certainly is. And all these matches have been thoroughly entertaining. And also we've got there, did Highlanders win, please, sir? They did miss out by 1 point in the end. 30 points to 31. But they are still through to the quarterfinals because they got the losing bonus point. So the way that is actually going to be sitting for those matches, it is going to be one moment. I will show you who it is. It is going to be Crusaders Reds on Friday night, Chiefs versus Waratahs, Blues versus the Highlanders, and Brumbies versus Hurricanes. That will be on all those 3 games Saturday. Hi, Sebastian. Hi, David. There's Sebastian and David there as well. So, yeah, there's a little bit of a delay here by the looks of it due to that injury. You want to make sure that he's going to be all right. And because of it, I believe the next game might be a little bit more delayed than it already was going to be. And I was hello again, says Patty. But, yeah, the next game that we are going to be covering on the channel will be New Zealand versus Fiji. And that is going to be taking place at, I believe it is 1:53 a.m. I'm going to quickly write on there. And then Japan versus Kenya is actually taking place in 10 minutes' time. Then USA or Wales, Canada, USA, France, Argentina, Scotland, England, Ireland, Spain versus the loser of this match. And then it will be Fiji versus New Zealand in 2 hours and 17 minutes' time. And lose what the Highlanders out of their misery, sorry to say, but they had a horrendous season here. They didn't look the best. But then the weird thing is, I'm not completely writing them out, even though I should. Because I feel like after playing so badly, like you can't get any worse. Surely you improve. Maybe not enough to beat the Blues, but just a little improvement, Don't lose by 50 in a quarterfinal. It's pretty much what my advice would be for them. And thanks, sir. Yes, Landers, yes, sir. And there says Donovan. So, yeah, there's going to be some exciting games of Super Rugby coming up next weekend. Also, it is going to be the URC finals coming up. I think the Gallagher Premiership and Top 14 might also both be just around the corner. Exeter versus Harlequins. When is that going to be? Actually, no, that is the last round. Okay, sweet. We aren't going to have those games just yet. They are going to be one more. And the only way is up. That's true as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, because that game today was shocking. Overall, I had George round for it, and he got bored after about 15 minutes. So I kept him entertained by giving him like a Coke and whatnot. But other than that, it was tricky. Also, how much time left on this one, Hamish? What's the hold up, says MC Luna. So currently we've got another 17 seconds left in this game. But the hold up that they have got is because of the injury of, I believe it was Muller Duplessis. He was kind of falling down and got a swinging arm to the head. So then from there, he got knocked unconscious. So they do have to take all of those precautions to make sure that he is going to be all right. And also Aaron Smith got to upper level of play. He does, because Fakatava's well and truly showing him up at the moment. JK and Goldie, says Nathan. And please, Blues win this year. And also, I want the Highlanders to win to see violence on the breakdown, says Gareth. Yeah, that would cause some problems. But that's the thing. That's something that's in the back of my mind with the fact that it's been so much like kind of, I guess, dominance from the Blues. And yeah, it's just going to be tricky to see how they go in a quarterfinal up against a side who are a bit lower. And it was the ball with their 17 seconds left. And there's, so for this one, it will be a South African ball for a high shot, I believe. Actually, no, it might be, is it Australia's ball? But it looks like he's on the oxygen as well for Muller Duplessis. So I really hope he's going to be all right, but I doubt he will be playing in any of the games left in this sevens. I want to say it is the penalty to South Africa. Okay, they're just making sure of the time, but it is the penalty to South Africa. And also, I'm dead, says Daniel. And there's also New Zealand versus Australia will be a good final. There's Rice and also Brumbies will win this year, says Cyril. And also, we have got there, is it? And there's 17 seconds is, and sevens can make a winner or a loser. Yeah, so it is a penalty for the high shot, but it doesn't actually count as anything other than that. So no yellow card, no red card. It's probably quite lucky. And also, it has to be a penalty. And also, score, please, South Africa, says Daniel. And also, we have got there the game as the immovable object against the irresistible force. And then also, we have got there, will you be streaming the Super Rugby quarterfinals? We certainly will be. All of those matches And also alongside that, we are going to be hopefully doing all of the games of the URC, the Premiership when it comes around, and also international rugby. We're going to be covering the lot on the channel. But thrown in from South Africa, goes to the back. And now this is their opportunity to try and break through. Ronald Brown has it 15 seconds past the full time. Nice step. Nicely done from Nurlovo. Bounces out the back. Now Branco Dupree didn't get a lot of time, and now they're close to the try line. South Africa currently moving just almost up to the 22. Nice run from Makata. Gets the leg drive going as well. Henry Patterson able to drag him down. Almost puts his hand into touch. And thanks for your time in the live, says Donovan. No worries at all. We have got those semi-finals coming up. One at 1:53 a.m. and then also the other match at 2:15. Now running forward. Nice run from Angelo Davids. Inside of the 22 now. Impy Visa. Passes it back across. Ryan Osterhuizen. Branco Dupree. And they get over. Ronald Brown tries to step. Australia straight in the breakdown. Australia giving away the advantage. And now it's the penalty. Ryan Osterhuizen wants it. And it looks like Australia. Whew. And also we got there. My multi, says Daniel. And yeah, so yeah, hopefully they do end up going and come on the Blitzboks. Keep my streak up, says Novmum. And also Manu says they're all there. Right, what do they do? The winner plays Samoa. The loser will play Spain. South Africa, they're going to be about 30 metres out. They take the quick tap. And it looks like Australia, they are well and truly spread out. Ronald Brown just kind of working out his options, working out where the gap is going to be opening up. Makata now once again trying to get through. He's a dangerous man when he gets a bit of space. And I go, Aussie, and take the three, says Sebastian. Similar to what we saw with Argentina, wasn't it? A little while ago, but except the problem was they actually missed the opportunity. Now Australia on it. Penalty. And Australia, they will be able to get themselves the victory as long as they kick this one into touch. It will be Australia versus Samoa in the playoff games. And also, come on, South Africa, baby. There's Daniel there. They have taken the tap. It's kicked into touch. And the two semi-final matches, ladies and gentlemen, are now confirmed. Fiji versus New Zealand at 1:53 a.m. New Zealand time. Samoa versus Australia at 2:15 a.m. New Zealand time. And, geez, it's going to be a good old night of the sevens, that is for sure. So the next game that we are covering is Fiji, and they are taking on New Zealand in 2 hours, 21 minutes time, and could make a movie out of this game. Says, I don't know, she's and Australia wins, says Nathan. So, yeah, a bit of an upset there, you'd have to say, because that is the first time in a, I guess you could say, in a playoff game is what I was trying to say, that they have actually lost to Australia. And also that hurts for the South Africans, and also New Zealand versus Aussie final. And dog damn it, South Africa. And it says it was Rohan. And also we get the New Zealand versus Fiji. Always goes down to the wire, says Rice. And it will be no different in this match at 1:53. And also I'm going to take a nap, says Gareth. And also I'm sorry for your loss, Bok. And also see you Fiji versus New Zealand. And also we have got there. See you there, man. Good luck with the commentary. And yeah, do look forward to seeing you guys there on the next one. And also miss out on another medal. The 7th circuit has been turned upside down. It has. And because of it, it all comes down to Los Angeles. See who ends up getting themselves on top and doing a good job, bruh. Says Nazo, and also we've got there. Well done. Says Alasana. But anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the main channel. But also, we have got the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, which is this link that I did just put in the chat, which is not going to pop up. There we go. That is the link. And also, it is in the chat and the pinned comment. Be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen, as that is taking you over to the Kiwi Lads Sport, where we are on the road to 1,000, currently sitting on 917. Good to see the Aussies get up. Nice commentary. Says Mark there. And also, see you when Samoa wins the cup. Says Lyle there. So, yeah, they have got their next game up against the Australians at 2:15 a.m. And that will be the very next game that we are, or actually, sorry, that's not going to be the next game. We have actually got the game taking place between Fiji and also New Zealand beforehand. But nonetheless, do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe like I mentioned. And I will see you all in a couple hours' time for that matchup between New Zealand and Fiji. But I will see